I heard you suffered a severe burn, are you okay? That day, I had gone back to my hometown to see my friends, but I got burned? Something feels off about what the people around me are saying, and the things my husband, Justin, is mentioning. He probably thinks he's good at keeping secrets, but he shouldn't expect to keep it hidden forever. I'll find out. I'm Emily Smith, 43 years old. I met my husband Justin, who's 2 years older than me, at a party hosted by a friend. We started dating afterwards. I remember being surprised at first by how he always treated women with respect. That's because, since I was young, I've always been wary of men and hadn't dated much. The spark that ignited within me, as I went back and forth between work and home, was Justin. He always listened to my stories with enthusiasm, and treated me to wonderful dinners. Even if those things sound cliché, I, who wasn't used to men, fell for him instantly. I promise to make you happy for the rest of our lives. Will you marry me? Yes, I'd love to. Our married life started smoothly, but after about 6 months, things changed. By the way, Emily, how long do you plan on keeping your current job? I plan to work as long as I can. You never know what the future holds. Justin then began tapping the corner of the table, looking displeased. We can live comfortably on my salary alone, so what's the problem? You want more luxury? No, it's not that. I just think we should save for a rainy day. Justin then began talking rapidly. I've been made the project leader at work, so I want to focus on my job as a man. Oh, the project leader role you said you wanted, right? I think I should handle the work, and you should handle the household chores. I need to set a proper example as a leader, or others might disrespect me. I remember feeling bewildered by what he was saying. I believe I'm managing both work and home quite well. Don't you want to support me so that I can perform well at my job? Of course, I want to support you in any way I can, but what exactly do you want me to do? Justin then clicked his tongue and wagged his finger from side to side. With such an attitude, your work would be affected. It's not like you would get a promotion anyway. Promotions aren't up to me. It makes more sense for me to be the primary earner, and for you to support me solidly. Justin went on and on with his reasoning. He wanted me to quit my job and support him from home. Okay, I get it. I'll take care of everything at home. But in return, make sure you earn well for us. I said it jokingly, but I had a lot on my mind. However, I already knew that Justin values his job reviews the most, and once he makes up his mind, he doesn't listen to anyone's opinions. I've decided to quit my job next month. But if I stay home, I'll feel suffocated. Knowing you, you'd just become a boring housewife, cooped up all day. I'll allow you to work part-time at the supermarket, provided you handle the house chores perfectly. A supermarket? You're deciding that for me? What's the issue? If you've got complaints, then just stay home. The supermarket is close by, it's convenient. I do have a certification I obtained during my single career days for advancement, but it seems I won't be using it anytime soon. I feel it's a bit of a waste not to utilize it, but it's all for Justin. Ever since then, though I possess job-relevant qualifications, I've been working part-time. Being cooped up at home all the time isn't my thing, and this has surprisingly become a nice way to refresh. When I came home, Justin used to check if I had done the household chores flawlessly, but lately, he's been coming home at midnight and heading straight to bed. He used to be home by 8 p.m. Is it normal for him to come home this late now? Moreover, the messages he used to send me every time he was about to come home stopped coming. I remember being yelled at for sleeping before he returned. I wonder if all housewives are supposed to wait for their husbands without sleeping? When you upset Justin, he remains in a bad mood for about a week. To avoid future troubles, I'd wait for him. However, I once unintentionally fell asleep due to daily fatigue. I must have dozed off. Oh, what about dinner? You were still up? You think I'm gonna eat at this hour? Just go to sleep. I've been scolded for sleeping before, but this was the first time he reacted like this when I was awake. Despite rubbing my sleepy eyes and waiting for him because he said to wait, the way he spoke was just too much. However, arguing back would only upset him more, so I chose to be submissive. I get it. I'm sorry for this. Coming home late and then hearing this? What's wrong with you? Despite it being the middle of the night, he loudly made his way to the fridge and grabbed a beer. You expect me to eat at this hour? Are you trying to make me fat? That wasn't my intention. You stay up without a care, probably 'cause you've got a part-time job and don't have to worry about tomorrow. I, on the other hand, have work in the morning. If it's such a bother, I figured I'd just go to sleep early. However, at times, Justin would show a strange kind of kindness. It reminded me of the care he used to show when we were dating. I don't want to disturb you with any noise. How about we have separate bedrooms? Separate bedrooms? How are we gonna arrange the rooms? There's that empty room in the back, remember? I'm thinking of making that my study. There's enough space to fit a small bed in that study, right? Even though he says study, it's really just a cleaned out storage room. Looks like he's planning to bring a bed into that space. The bed should be delivered by Tuesday afternoon. I'll start sleeping there from next week. You ordered such a big thing all of a sudden? It's really coming this Tuesday? When it gets here, can you quickly set it up? You'll probably have some free time, and it'll be good exercise for you. Good exercise? He really has a way of saying whatever he wants. Don't they usually have professionals assemble beds and stuff? It'd cost around $50, and that's just a waste of money. He always has to have it his way. I can't understand why I have to do it, but since he ordered it, I guess I have no choice. Fine, I got it. Let's go ahead and split the bedrooms. Fortunately, I was able to set up the bed by myself. Even though I think it's unfair, since he's the one bringing in the money, I can't really complain. Life with Justin was all about keeping him pleased and doing household chores, until there was a change. One Saturday, I received an email. It was from a high school friend, saying they're having a reunion next month on a Friday. It's been years since the last one. I used to hang out with them every once in a while after high school. Haven't seen them much since we got married. It's really nice they reached out. Justin doesn't seem too keen on me meeting my old friends, so I haven't really seen them much since we got married. I think I'm gonna go. It's been a while since I saw everyone. With Justin coming home late every night and heading straight to his study where his bed is, we barely see each other on weekdays. But he's still family, so I thought I should let him know. There's a reunion in my hometown this coming Friday. I'm gonna drop by for a bit. Whether he was listening or not, all I got was a half-hearted response. The reunion starts in the evening. Since Justin will be home late and going straight to his study, I don't think he'll need dinner. He did respond, so he can't say he didn't hear me. I might as well head over the day before. Who knows when I'll get another chance like this? The reunion is in the neighboring state, where I grew up. I have weekends off from my part-time job, so I decided to take Thursday and Friday off. I headed to my parents' place on Thursday morning. I met up with some close friends on Friday, and then went to the reunion in the evening. We had a lot of catching up to do and the conversation was lively. It felt like I was back in high school, and I had a great time. I'm so glad I decided to go to the reunion. It was refreshing and absolutely amazing. I had already told him about the reunion and my plans. He's an adult, he can handle himself for a few days. It shouldn't be a big deal if I'm not home for a couple of days. A call from Justin? I didn't notice. What happened? The day after the reunion, there had been a call from Justin, but I couldn't pick it up. It's rare to get a call from Justin, who typically doesn't stay in touch and mainly uses his smartphone for gaming. Hey, are you okay? There seemed to be panic on the other end. Justin's voice was shaky. Okay? What do you mean? I heard you got a serious burn, are you alright? Huh? Didn't I mention before? I'm visiting my parents. Justin interrupted as if cutting off my words. But I heard you were taken away. There were EMS everywhere, weren't there? I decided to push back and address the strangeness of Justin's story. You say things like I heard you were taken away and weren't there, sounds like you got this secondhand? Caught off guard, Justin hastily continued. Yeah. Seems like you're okay. I'll hang up then. What do you mean I'm okay? Sounds like you didn't go home last night, did you? Justin started to get defensive in his usual way. Quit nagging. Always bold when I'm down, huh? I can't get the picture. What's going on? I'm staying at an extended stay hotel. Take care of the insurance stuff, all right? Something about a fire, insurance procedures, and staying at an extended stay hotel. I have a bad feeling about this. While watching the local news, I found out my house had burned down. What had happened while I was at the reunion? I contacted Justin again, seeking more details about the situation. I'm gonna take some time off from my part-time job and stay with my parents for a bit. Can you tell me what happened? I don't know either. Anyway, I'm swamped with work, so no need for unnecessary calls. I explained the situation to my part-time job and got some time off. During this time, I stayed at my parents', sorting out the insurance and such. Amidst the chaos of dealing with my house's fire, Justin's odd behavior, and unfamiliar insurance processes, I got a message from a colleague at work. It was quite rare for this usually calm lady to be mad. Apparently, she was upset that I pretended not to be home. If someone had been there, I would have noticed. Plus, there was no reason to pretend not to be home. She followed up with an email, but everything written was unfamiliar to me. When I came to your house, it seemed like you were there. Why didn't you come out, was what she wrote. According to her, she saw someone who looked like me entering the house. She tried calling out, but I, or whoever it was, just went inside without acknowledging her. My hearing isn't bad, and she has a loud voice, so I'm sure I would have noticed. Maybe I'm mistaken? In the end, I was able to explain and clear up the misunderstanding. But that day, I was in my hometown, getting ready for a reunion and meeting with friends. I couldn't have been at home. It's strange. There's no way I was home at that time. Could it be that there was another woman at my house? I couldn't let this go, so I headed straight to the police. I explained to the police that I wasn't at home, and asked them about the situation. When I inquired about the woman who was carried out of the house with burns all over her body, it turned out she was Justin's childhood friend. Lucy Brown is claiming to be Justin's wife and she's hospitalized with burns? Why? Lucy Brown, I remember that name because she attended our wedding. She left a very bad impression on me. She wore a white mini dress to our wedding and was continuously arm in arm with Justin at the head table. Thinking back, her behavior, acting like she was the bride, ignoring everyone's concerns, was really infuriating. Why is her name coming up again after all this time? Is he still in touch with her? I had always seen her as someone to be wary of, but I never expected to meet her again like this. Hey, I went to the police station today, and it seems that the woman rescued from our house fire was Lucy Brown, who also attended our wedding. Why was she in our house? Well, I wasn't home that day because of work, so I don't know. Maybe she was dropping off something I left behind? If you were at work, then why was she alone in our house and got severely burned in a fire? Isn't that odd? Justin, seeming irritated by my questions, began to get defensive. I don't know why she was at our house. I don't have time for your little housewife detective games. Stop bothering me when I'm working. Detective games? That's when it hit me. If he doesn't know, then I'll just hire a detective to find out. Okay, I'm sorry for all the questions. Just make sure you don't disturb my work anymore. Once I made up my mind, things moved quickly. I contacted Justin's workplace to verify whether he was there or not. At the same time, I hired a highly recommended detective to conduct a full investigation. It turned out Justin left work right on time that day, and not only was he seeing Lucy Brown, but he also had another affair. While he was blaming me for everything, he himself was busy cheating. I'm definitely gonna hit back. Knowing Justin, confronting him directly about his affairs would backfire on me. So, I decided to pretend to be concerned and reached out to Justin. Since the day of the fire, you've been staying at a hotel, right? Are you eating properly? Yeah, I'm managing. I'm mostly at work, so I just go back to sleep. No problems at all. You haven't been eating properly, have you? I'll whip something up and bring it over. What would you like? I've been wanting to see you for a while now. Then, I heard Justin's panicked voice. You don't need to worry about me like that. I've been managing just fine. Stop being stubborn. Health is fundamental. I'll make it so you just need to heat it up and eat. Quit fussing over me. Always butting in and nagging. It was clear that Justin was hiding something. I decided to stake out near his workplace. Sitting on a bench nearby, I spotted a woman I'd never seen before walking arm in arm with Justin. I had my suspicions, but seeing them holding hands directly was quite a blow. But if I confront them here, he'll just deflect. What should I do? As I pondered, Justin entered what seemed to be her apartment, still hand in hand. I got good photos, so with solid evidence, I decided to confront them. What are you doing, Justin? Who's this woman? Well, it's nothing suspicious. He stammered as he spoke. I didn't ask if there was something or not. Who is she? This is Susan Davis. She's a colleague from the same project team. I thought I should help her out since she's being stalked and I'm the team lead. Oh, really? Hand in hand like a bodyguard? Must be tough being a project leader, huh? As I made a sarcastic remark, Justin seemed all flustered. Susan stepped up with confidence. What's the matter, old lady? I'm younger and have a stable job. I stand a better chance, don't I? Do you even understand what you're saying? I never imagined I'd get into a spat with a younger woman like this. You work at the same company. There's no way you didn't know Justin was married, right? Rather than that, why not let Justin go? It's sad to see him returning to a home he doesn't want to. What do you mean sad? Don't you get it? I can make him happier than you can. In her eyes, I'm just an obstacle that's keeping Justin from being free. This is pointless. I'm glad we had this talk. If you are okay with someone like him, I'll just let you be with him. Giving up because you know you've lost? Well, at least you're understanding. That's a relief. But you better clean up your own mess before we talk any further. Hearing my words, Susan already had a smug look on her face. I'll pay as much as you want. So, how much are you asking for? You think I'm money by cleaning up your mess? I never said anything about money. What's the matter? Playing hard to get? You want money, don't you? She doesn't seem to realize yet. I've done all investigations and stand here fully informed. Did I say anything about that? If I told you to take responsibility for what you've done, would you understand what I mean? Then, Susan's face went pale and she started shaking. This neighborhood has a high security awareness. Lots of security cameras around. They come in handy at times like this. Truly a lifesaver. The camera captured Susan sneaking into the house when both Justin and I were away. Unfortunately, using the spare key Lucy had gotten from Justin, she walked into the house and probably mistook her, who was pretending to be his wife, to actually be Justin's wife. Is that his wife? Her voice was clearly picked up by the security camera. The camera clearly caught you crouching in the garden, playing with a lighter. It seems she intended to start a small fire for a prank, but that's evidence of a crime right there. Should I take this to the police and a law office? Wait for the call at home. At first, Susan acted ignorant, but she couldn't keep up the charade. Upon a detailed police investigation, Susan confessed to starting the fire and was subsequently arrested. Afterwards, I confronted Justin and decided to confront his other mistress, Lucy. It's been a while. Remember me from the wedding? Let's see. I'm Justin's actual wife. I heard you told the police at first that you were his wife? Lucy awkwardly stared at the wrinkles in her bedsheet. Well, I feel like I'm his real wife. It's okay to tell the police that, right? What do you mean? Justin always complained about how his wife doesn't cook proper meals. When he comes home tired from work, there's nothing tempting to eat. With a surprisingly childish tone for someone of her age, Lucy started spewing unbelievable excuses. That's why I cooked for Justin. Even after a late work night, dishes that give him energy. We ate together. That's how it was? I finally understood why Justin would look annoyed waiting for dinner so late at night. So, after his overtime, he'd stop by your place, eat with you, and then come home? Bingo! They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. He devoured the meals I prepared. I thought she was rude at the wedding, but I didn't expect her to be this bad. I struggled to understand why Justin would have an affair with this woman. He always complained that your meals were bland with just veggies and that there was no booze. I've known him since we were kids, so I know exactly what he likes. I'm ready to remarry him anytime. How dare you just blurt out words like that? Well, Justin once said, if I break up with her, I can always eat your meals. Holding back my emotional surge, I conveyed my feelings to Lucy. You've been quite audacious while I was not home. He gave me the spare key because I'm like his partner, you know? Almost like his wife. Just because Justin gave you a spare key doesn't mean you can act like a burglar. You get that, right? Lucy seemed irritated by my remark and shot back. I've known Justin the longest. You just waltzed into his life. I've done nothing wrong. By the way, I've been recording this conversation. I'm gonna take this recording to the police and an attorney's office. Oh, and you're not the only one Justin's cheating with. Upon hearing that, Lucy broke down in tears. I promptly left the hospital room. Although Justin hadn't said a word inside, the moment we stepped out, he lashed out. Don't you feel sorry for them? Both of them have been kind to me and care for me. Care for you? What are you talking about? You don't even do household chores properly despite being a housewife. They took care of the things you couldn't, and that's why I didn't divorce you. Justin has a bad habit of blaming others when things don't go his way. Even so, his statements were quite audacious. Who do you think you are? You know I'm working a low-paying part-time job even though I have a CPA license because that's what you wanted, right? A CPA? Well, I got it when I was single. I didn't feel the need to tell you. Justin has an outdated belief that women are inferior to men. I have the license, but I don't have any practical experience. I can't even imagine what would happen if we divorced. So, what if you have a license? But I definitely wouldn't want to live with you who cheated on me. Justin appeared defiant, but his left arm was trembling. What's your point? What are you trying to say? I want a divorce. After all this, rebuilding our relationship is impossible. In the end, I divorced Justin and started a new life. It felt good having earned my CPA license while working in my corporate days, just in case something happened. It turned out Justin had affairs with 2 women, and after news of a fire at our home made headlines, the truth about him surfaced. He seemed to have become an outcast among the women at work, making it impossible for him to stay there. For a while, he apparently hopped from one short-term job to another using a fake name. But his suspicious behavior gave him away quickly, and wherever he went, he was labeled as that guy from the incident. Everywhere he turned, there were folks eager to dig into the juicy details, and it seemed to have taken a toll on his mental health. But let's face it, he made his bed and now he's lying in it. Yet, for some reason, Justin seemed to believe that I still had feelings for him. One day, he suddenly approached me. He was waiting outside my workplace. You're an accountant, right? Why don't you support me? I could be a stay-at-home husband now. I worked hard and studied to get that certification. It wasn't so I could support you. Don't get it twisted. Why are you being like this? Remember what we had? If you keep bothering me, I'm gonna run straight to that police station over there, got it? Seems Justin finally got the message, as he didn't approach me after that. I've been making use of the accounting certification, working at an accounting firm in the neighboring town. I've set my sights on someday having my own practice, so I'm swamped with work every day. There's been quite a gap since I got my certification, so there's a lot to relearn. But there's a joy in paving my own path in life. Breaking up with Justin was definitely the right choice. Now, every day feels fulfilling.